Hi all, it's JK here. Another video on my gorgeous new Golf R. So this video is going to cover braking period for the engine. It's going to cover gap insurance and tyre insurance. So if you saw my last video, you'll see that it was a lovely sunny day and I took the car out and I thrashed the hell out of it. To be fair, I probably did 2 miles worth of hard driving. And at that point it only done about 30 miles, so brand new. Now it's done 60 miles. Anyway, a guy emailed me saying if I were you, I'd double check your manual because there is a piece in there on braking in period. And I sat back and I was racking my brains because I couldn't find where in the manual this was. Anyway, here's the manual, and after some very deep digging, I found it. It is on page 305. And it says, running in a new engine. Any new engine has to be running during the first 1500 kilometers, which is 910 odd miles. During its first few hours of running, the internal friction in the engine is greater than later on when all the moving parts are bedded down. The style of driving during the first 1500 kilometers will also affect the engine quality. Even after this time, and especially with a cold engine, drive the vehicle at moderate speeds in order to reduce engine wear and increase the mileage that the engine can cover. Right, so there you go. In the first 1500 kilometres, i.e. 910 miles, drive it like a baby. Which, as you saw in my delivery day video, I was going to do, and I did do. But after sitting in my car, reading this and sipping coffee and thinking I'll take it steady, my dealer rang me and emailed me saying, get out there, go on, give it some, have some fun, go on. And on delivery day, you actually saw in the video, he told me it's fine to drive it hard, just breaking the brakes, bedding the brakes. So if I do get mechanical failure, warranty's going to have to honour it because it's there in video footage. So going forward, I will now drive my car as I would drive a new car. You know, my Type R, I drove it very beautifully, very steady in the first 1,000 miles. And even then I took it steady after its first oil change. I did an oil change after 1,000 miles, which I might do on this as well. So yeah, it looks like the damage is done basically. So if there is going to be a failure, there's going to be a failure. Simple as that. Luckily, I've got my warranty to fall back on. But for all you out there that are waiting to take delivery of their Golf or considering buying one, bear in mind that the dealer said to me he gets loads of people come back with ours saying that the discs are warped after a couple of days. That means they're driving it hard straight away. And they will be, won't they, if the dealer says it's okay. On the other side of the coin, everybody knows that engines and transmissions and drive chains are all bedded in at the bench at the factory for testing reasons. You know, they test the car and it's all checked off, and you even get the check-off sheet. Is this working? Is that fine? So, you know, the bedding period in the book could be a precaution, but better safe than sorry, I suppose. It depends if you're going to keep the car for forever, like I did my Type R. Whereas this Golf, I don't think I'll keep it that long. I'll probably keep it 2-3 years max and get rid of it. But whatever failure that does occur through that should happen during my warranty period, because if you Google turbo failures on the R, there's quite a few. This is back in 2012, so I'm guessing because mine's the very last on the production line again, and then the new Golf R's coming out, they've ironed all those problems out. But me personally, because I only did 2 miles at most of hard driving, I think I'll be okay. I got away with it. I think it's if you're constantly hammering it. You know, these things are built tough. I mean, if you really cause damage, you'd have oil leaks everywhere and everything's dry. So obviously you probably got away with it. But as I say, I've got warranty, I'm not bothered. Second thing is gap insurance and tyre insurance. Now, when I bought the car, I said no to those options, but then as I was about to sign the deal, the manager came over and said, look, you've had such a good discount on the car, we need to make money somehow, why don't you want this, we'll do this. So anyway, in the end I got lots of money knocked off the gap, and lots of money knocked off the tyre. But you get 14 days calling off period, and I've just exercised that and I've cancelled both for 2 reasons. One, I won't be using either of them. Gap, I think I will invest in Gap, but I found it cheaper elsewhere. And 2, I found it cheaper elsewhere. Yes, I got the price right down, but I found it a hell of a lot cheaper on Auto Trader, for example. It was like £118 cheaper for wheel, tyre and gap, whereas I just had tyre and gap insurance. So if you're going to buy a new Golf and they try and sell you the gap insurance, tyre insurance, gap is worth having, but you can buy it elsewhere with it. If you, as long as you don't do more than 250 miles on your car, you will buy Gap from anywhere. There's loads. Adrian Flux do it. They do the Tyre thing as well. Auto traders do it. So you know, and they're always cheaper than a lot cheaper than what these quoted me, even though I got the price down. So yeah, I've cancelled that and got 400 quid coming back. So yeah, if you are going to bother with Gap, which is worth bothering with, I think, get it not from the dealer, but get it elsewhere, because it's a lot cheaper. And don't bother with tyre insurance, because it's a lot of a faff, and you can only make 5 big claims a year or 1,500 quid's worth of claims. And if you're getting loads of punctures at 25 quid a tyre, I mean, my Tyre 5's only had 2 punctures in 10 years, so that's 40 quid. It's a lot cheaper than what I paid for my tyre premium. So yeah, I cancelled it. So my advice to you is go for Gap, but don't get it from VW, and don't bother with tyre insurance.